everyone joining this stream. And I am Father Rahman Khan, the voice head boy and the art representative. To everyone else joining and going to view this podcast, today we have a very special guest with us. And I like to start off by stating one thing that she is amongst the most compassionate, sagacious, and wise teachers I've ever come across. And I say this with authority because I've had the opportunity to study in several schools and being taught by several teachers. She is a senior member of the Wilsonia family and she is also the cultural head of Wilsonia Girls Law. We have with us our very own respected ma'am Anjali Kaul. So thank you so much, ma'am, for being with us on behalf of everyone.
Thank you, Beta. Thank you so much, so much. This is something a very nice platform to interact with the students of and whom I love, my Wilsonians.
And right off the bat, I think, ma'am, the first statement I must make is right off the bat, as I see you, I have an instant smile on my face due to the positive vibes that you radiate.
Thank you, Beta. This is what should carry on your face. Everybody has one thing or bad thing in their life. When life is not smooth, but the smile carries. It is wonder. When you smile, give a simple smile, so you can just create wonders.
Hmm.
That's it. Smile is important. Everybody has ups and downs in life, but a smile is the one biggest thing to make give a warm welcome to everyone.
Okay, ma'am. So I'll start off a quick Q&A with the first question is, ma'am, I'd like you to rewind the pages of history and please elaborate about your childhood. How was your school life as a student right after your teenage years? So please.
My child will go back down the memory lane. Belong to Kashmir, Switzerland of India, right? If you talk of
Hmm.
Kashmir, so obviously you get to know, wow, simply wow, beautiful, heaven on earth, right? My birthplace is Kashmir. I've studied there and I've done my schooling from Presentation Convent there. And then it was something which it should not have happened, right? During my schooling and during my studies, we were the ones. It will be little it will get goosebumps in me, right? Because it will be painful. It will be definitely painful for me. So while after schooling and after while I was pursuing my graduation, so we have had to leave our place, our home. Obviously, if you are being told that the place where you are born and brought up, right? And
Hmm.
then the circumstances are like that, which makes you or which you there is no other alternative to leave the place, your birthplace. Yes, we have had to leave in year 1990. There was
Hmm.
everybody was small. You were not there in the year 1990, which was the Kashmiri migrants migration from Kashmiri people, Kashmiri Pandits migration from Kashmir Valley, which was the one which was no that will be a black spot in our Kashmiri Pandits this what we call as community. Everybody who were all it one thing was there in Kashmir and it is still there in Kashmir, right? People believed in living in brotherhood and harmony, but there are everywhere you'll find some sort of people who will try to disrupt the peace and harmony. So that was done in year 1990. So we were out of our houses. We were scattered all over India. We were somewhere in Jammu, and even people were living in the camps, right? And the temperature, for information, in Kashmir is not more than 32 or 31, 32, right? And just believe or just imagine the people have not come for out of the Kashmir, out of the micro interior of Kashmir. They have to leave their place and they have to live in the camps and tents. And that too temperature above 40, 44 degrees, right? And it's not only the youngsters, they were kids, they were the grandfathers, and all the old people who had never ever come out of Kashmir. Because Kashmir is a place which is very cold, right? Summer is very pleasant and winters are very cold. But there was no other alternative than in order to save our lives, we had to leave, right? So that's it. So that after that, it was troublesome for everybody, but I must say very proudly, I'm very proud, Kashmiri Pandits, that we again start. And it is all because of what is rightly said that what is pen is mightier than the sword. We were
Hmm.
all literate, everybody were literate. So we again started from the scratch, but nobody took weapons in that area. This is some. Then came to Jammu, and then it was Delhi. After that, then I got married, and then I became Jamshedpur, from Jamshedpur to this place, that is Muradabad, and joined. Wilsonia, year 1989. This
O-
was September 14th, year 1999 when I joined Wilsonia. And from
Okay,
that, I'm
ma'am.
completing by God's grace 25 years in Wilsonia. My silver jubilee year.
Okay, ma'am. So for further questions, I'll hand over to Ibrahim.
Hello, Ibrahim.
Good evening, ma'am. Hello, ma'am. Good evening, ma'am.
Good evening, Mr. How
So,
are
ma'am,
you?
as we know, you've been a part of Wilsonia for so many years. So, my question is, what are some of the biggest challenges you faced in your career as a teacher?
The biggest challenge was the life was everything was fine, but the biggest challenge was the Corona period. Everything went blank. What to do? During the lockdown,
Mm,
it was everything. Life became standstill. What to do?
mm,
And the teachers, the education department of people all over world, switching us from classroom teaching to the social media, that was a challenging factor for everybody. Not to know because we were not knowing ABC about how to handle it, what to do, what not to do. Nobody was this social active at that time, right? So from we had to start our. I'll tell you about my experience, right? When it was lockdown and everything, it was around 18th of this 18th of March and 24th onwards, right? So what to do? Life became standstill, but we had to think about our children who will be deprived of their education. So then it was told that we were first thing what we were told by our manager that we have to make the groups for the students, so that at least we can start from the basic things, that is from educating through WhatsApp media and all, right? Then some point came in my, somebody told me that is something to be called Zoom link, Zoom media, right? That is an app. We were not so smart in mobile using just that for receiving phones and calling back and otherwise. Zoom was not in anybody, nobody's right. It was Zoom meeting and all, right? And there is one my daughter, this sister-in-law. She's in Bangalore, and one I asked her that how do you use the Zoom meeting? So, Bhabi, it is very easy. कोई दिक्कत नहीं है. I'll send the link and you start it and we will start Zoom meeting. And she forwarded the link to me. I connected and we started with talking to one another. And then I was the one who just started Zoom meeting with my students, sending the links to my students. That was a very challenging thing. Challenging phase for everybody. But especially I should say, hats off to our teachers fraternity. They are the real warriors who had to just deal with, handle all the students, all the everything, because you cannot be in a classroom. Otherwise, if you see be in a classroom, you'll be teaching one to one. But in the students were very smart enough by switching off their cameras. The only one thing what we used to say is that am I audible? So that was the thing which used to come in our mind every time that am I audible? That was because we wanted. And marking the copies on WhatsApp group, that was really a challenging thing to do. I must say that phase of Corona it was challenging for everybody, not only for teachers, all the warriors, and especially even the teachers took a challenge. And hats off to our fraternity that we did. Yes,
So, ma'am, one more question. If you could have any superpower to help you as a teacher, what would it be and why?
I will keep one power to change the thinking of a child, not to have a casual approach in the life. कि
Yes,
चलता
ma'am.
है attitude should not be there. I keep on telling all my children also that no, the years of your studies will depend upon your future. It is rightly said that the way you do that, more you give, the more you get. I would like to change the mentality of the child. See, there is no word which is called a shortcut in life. You have to put in a hard work. You have to work. That.
Thank you, ma'am. Now over to Lucia.
Good evening, ma'am.
Good
How are
evening,
you, ma'am?
Beta. How are you? I'm fine. What about you, Bacha? Fine.
I'm also fine. So, ma'am, as they all, mostly, they both have asked mostly everything about you. So, I wanna ask about the hobbies of yours. What are your hobbies? What is the favorite thing that you like to do?
I like cooking and I like singing. I keep on singing wherever I go. I like singing. I'm not specially singing, but I like singing. You all know about it. Wherever I go,
Yeah.
I keep on singing. Somewhere in the morning, even if I cross from Virginia block to Girls block, I keep on singing away. Singing and cooking also. I like cooking.
Okay. Okay. So,
Right.
ma'am. So, can you just tell one of the memorable moment in the school which you
Mhm.
enjoyed a lot? Can
There
you
are
just
so many
tell
of them.
us?
So many of them. There are so many of them. Every day in the school is a fresh day. Every day in a school is a fresh day for a teacher. Memorable moments is in 25 years of my service. This year I got the 100% attendance. Never before I've got 100% attendance reward. That can be called as. Otherwise, in 25 years, because I don't belong to Muradabad, right? I go here to Delhi, Faridabad. But this year, how I was the one who got 100% attendance award. That was my memorable thing in year 2025 for myself, my 25th year of service.
Okay, ma'am. So, is there any any experience, any failure which ultimately led to success in your life? Any failure which led to success like that?
I was the one who I there was it's not that life is very smooth, very smooth. If you keep on praying to God, He is the one to hear about it. Personal things are there, but somehow I'm sorry I can't discuss about my personal thing. That was something which is very personal. But I came to a conclusion
Hmm.
that Almighty God is there. If He wants something which is not for me, or He can find something the other way around. So I just thought to it, and I got the other way around.
Okay. So, ma'am, do you like the English grammar most or English language, English literature?
Grammar and language creation. Both of them, like my
Sorry.
literature also. Literature you can just go deep into the studies. And as my what I do is I keep on giving the moral lessons. Nana Fahad, I keep on giving the moral lessons also during the classes. And to give
Of
the moral
course, ma'am.
lessons, it is very important to give moral lessons also. And I link the chapters with the moral lessons of the day-to-day life so that you people are all aware that it's not easy. You have to do it. And literature is
My favorite one is impossible one. Nothing is impossible.
that
The word
is
itself is
yeah.
impossible. That
Yeah,
that one
yes,
is very.
yes. All the girls know about it. That according to it is not impossible. Is I am possible. If you strive,
So,
you will get success. So this I am possible. Yeah.
yes. Okay. Over to Fahad Bhai.
Okay, ma'am. Am I audible to you, ma'am?
I'm with you.
Okay, so I'll begin my second round of questions for ma'am. Okay, so I'll go off with two hypothetical questions, ma'am, for you. The
Yes.
first question is that if things had been different in the past, what different profession do you see yourself in? And other than English, which you are a master of, other than English, is there any subject that you would love to teach to your students?
If I would have not gone through all this, I would have become a doctor. Right.
Okay.
Right. I would have become a doctor, but circumstances were there, so I could not pursue that. That is it. Other than English. English is
Hmm.
a base for all the subjects. You can go for science also, no problem, doesn't matter. Not Hindi at all. Not Hindi, not maths.
Okay, ma'am. And over to our WWF chief.
Yes.
Thank you, Fad. Ma'am,
Okay.
over the years, you have taught so many students. So, who are your cherished or the most remembered students that you would like to recall today?
I will tell you about. There are so many of them. And do you know what? When a student who attains something, and when he comes back to meet you, and he wants to talk to you, and he wants faces you and ask about you, that is the biggest gift for teachers. It is biggest gift for a teacher, right? Few days, I think it is last year, somebody in IIT came and told me, "Ma'am, नीचे कोई आपको बुला रहा है," right? I went down and somebody was standing, a tall, smart boy was standing there. Frankly speaking, I could not make out who exactly he was, and he was the one who touched my feet. So it was Dr. Salman, and he said, "मैम आपकी वजह से." जब he said that, "मैं आपकी वजह से मैं आज यहाँ पे हूँ," that is the biggest award for a teacher. And frankly speaking, there are so many children we have. We can't remember each and every one. And sometimes when a child comes and says, "Ma'am, आपने मेरा नाम आप मुझे जानते हैं?" So we have to say yes. उस time में then when we interact with them, so then you get to know about it कौन है. And I had told this earlier also. We had Wilsonia had extension also, right? Extension branch also. I was class teacher of class six extension branch. I used to teach when I joined Wilsonia. I used to teach extension and the extension branch. So there was a child in class six. His father died, right? And he was when I saw him. I had tears in my eyes, and he came and sat on my lap. Chota sa class 6 ka bacha, and he hugged me. So there was no right now I'm also saying, and it's very difficult for me. And he simply hugged me. And from that day onwards, he's still in touch with me, and he calls me Ma. So this is what the teacher is, what the teacher was. It is not that only
Oh,
that
that's very well.
when you, a teacher is being remembered by, and all our Wilsonians are lovely children. Whenever they meet, they give respect. All my Wilsonians, all my children for everything. But this is something which a child also needs: a smile on the face, understanding. But that they should not miss this what they call interpret as taking advantage of. No, a line should be always there between the teacher and the student, right? If you keep a smile on your face, then only a child will come forward. Otherwise, अरे छोड़ो यार कौन करना है इनसे बोल देगा. ये attitude होता है हर एक
Yes, ma'am.
बच्चे में. Every child has the attitude. Am I right? Yes, now.
Yes, ma'am.
So and
Indeed.
Lucia, yeah. So it is a matter when you talk to a child and you give your air to him to soon make clear what the problem he is facing. So obviously he'll come forward. And my one thing is that I keep on telling them, I will not support you for wrong, but I am there for you if
Yes.
you are in problem.
So, ma'am, you recently taught us a chapter about a person who was blessed with a boon. So, my question is, if you were to be blessed with a boon, what would it be and why?
I would like all my Indians to live together in harmony because
Wow.
bloodshed is not the result.
Indeed,
Everybody,
ma'am.
because
Absolutely.
God has given us birth. Because I am born in a Hindu family. These are not made by all the religions are not made by God has given us as a birth as a human being. We are
Yes,
divided. We
ma'am.
are born in different families. So I am Hindu. You are Muslim. Otherwise, Christian. Otherwise, but we should be having humanity. We should eradicate all these negative thoughts. And it is not the people in the masses who are doing it. It is just a small bulk of people who are trying to just break the harmony amongst people. So we should love one another. That is it. I want I wish that India should be on top and everybody should look upon to my India. Everybody is India. I'm proud of to be an Indian first. Then I am Kashmiri. First I am proud Indian. And everybody should be proud of it.
As we are.
So I want everybody to should live in brotherhood and harmony, live together, which is very important.
If you could have a dinner with any fictional character, a celebrity, or a big personality, who would it be?
APJ Abdul Kalam, because he thought of being an person who just has put India in such a gem of the world.
Okay, ma'am. So last question. Um, where would you see a Wilsonia in coming years? Like we are doing a very much activities on and all. Like we are just doing right now podcast on behalf of
But
Wilsonia.
I want Wilsonia University in Muradabad. That is the one what we are waiting for. Wilsonia University. That is the step we are aiming for. And by God's grace, we will have it one day. If we had degree college, we had one room can give us so many things, right? Be it scholars home, be it girls brand, and a degree college. And now we opted for or we are wanting to have Wilsonia University.
Okay. Thank you, ma'am. Over to Fahad Bhai.
Okay, ma'am. I believe I'm audible to you.
Sure, better you are.
Yes, yes, ma'am. And I think both Ibrahim and Lufsia can agree with me that each word ma'am has spoken since the podcast has begun, it seems like the wisdom, the river of wisdom is just pouring from each word that ma'am has spoken. And I'm once again reminded of Gautam Buddha. There is a symbolism, if ma'am knows of or have heard of, the smile of Buddha. As I mentioned earlier, as soon as we all see ma'am, we feel that sense of composure, that content and calmness that you see when you look at the smile of Buddha himself. So I believe that it's time to wrap up. So thank you so much, ma'am, for being with us. It's an honor on behalf of everyone to have you to see and take a bit of that wisdom, that knowledge, that ingeniousness that you have given to all of us.
Thank you so much, my lovely children. It was a very nice podcast. I hope I was coming up to your expectation, what you people were wanting for. So everything has it was going smooth. Thank you so much for inviting, and I love all my children, all my children. Thank you, all my children. Love you and you. I wish everybody to be on Zen work very hard. I know that you all will be. Thank you so much for inviting me for this podcast.
And of course, we all can succeed if we have teachers like you, ma'am.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much for considering. Thank you so much and love you.
Okay, so thank you so much, ma'am. Thank you so much, Ibrahim, Lufsia, Abhishek. And it's time to wrap up the podcast. Thank you, everyone who will view this video,
Thank you.
and take care.
Thank you.